Hi, I'm Hillary Hutchinson, the change strategist, and I'm here to help. Today we're going to talk about overcoming resistance to writing. It's all about managing the gremlins. Here we go with the Hillary Can Help series. What causes resistance? Fear. Fear is always at the heart of it, and that leads to procrastination, and that leads to bad self-talk, and that leads to lack of confidence, and that leads to gremlins. There are many other mental pathways that can lead you to getting stuck, but today we're focusing on gremlins. Arr! Did you notice something? As the fear got bigger, the person got younger and smaller and more helpless. But the gremlin that popped up was a fully grown man. Yikes! The gremlin is usually much bigger than our scared little selves that are trying to get past the blank page. Maybe you are all too familiar with that internal gremlin, the one that pops up and says, "Who are you kidding? What makes you think you'll ever be good enough? You're too stupid to ever write something that people will read. You never even finish what you start. You're a fraud." The name-calling goes on and on and on. But what if the gremlin was really a helper and a protector? Lots of psychologists and coaches think so. The gremlin is out there telling you not to do something because it doesn't want you to get hurt. It's trying to protect your psyche by giving you reasons for failure instead of success. We need to flip that around. One of the best ways to deal with gremlins is to throw up your hands and invite them in. Ask them to sit down with you and have a conversation. In psychology, this may be called voice dialogue. The gremlin is your subconscious, and it represents some part of you. Start by imagining your gremlin concretely. What does it look like? One of my clients says that it looks like a vulture sitting on her shoulder, flapping its wings. Another one says it looks like a green dragon breathing green fire with all that negative self-talk. Yet another says it looks like a demented demon with nothing but a giant mouth that wants to suck in everything she says. Another one has the American Indian trickster crow that never seems to want to stop cawing and scolding her. I used to call mine Elf, but that's really far too benign for the picture I actually have. Mine looks a whole lot more like Dobbins, the house elf in Harry Potter. A sad and scary figure that can do a lot of damage. This character will tell me I can't even write a newsletter, let alone an article or a book. Really doesn't matter what you call it as long as you name it. That's step number one, naming your gremlin and making it concrete. What does it look like? What does it sound like? Is it an old critical voice of someone else that you have now internalized? A tape or a loop, if you will, of a feared parent, an authoritative teacher, a grumpy boss. Step number two, invite the gremlin to sit down. Have a conversation with it. Ask your gremlin, what is it that you want me to hear? You may be surprised by the answer. Your gremlin might even be so bold as to say, I love you. I'm afraid for you. Or it may just end up giving you some more of that miserable negative self-talk. Don't even think about writing that down. You haven't figured out exactly how to say that perfectly, and you are just going to make a fool of yourself if you put it out into the world. Yada, yada, yada. Don't listen to that. Instead, go on to step number three. Thank the gremlin for sharing. Thank the gremlin for caring. Send it genuine gratitude. Then tell it to go sit in the corner while you get your work done. You might say something like, I appreciate you and all that you are trying to do for me. I have heard what you are saying, but right now I need to get this writing done. I'm not going to forget about you, but just go over there and sit. Did I hear a yeah, but here? Something like, I'm not good at visualization, or this sounds so silly I can't imagine doing it? No one but you has to know what you're doing, and I can guarantee that if you talk this way to your subconscious, something will come up. If you ask for an image of your gremlin, just go with it, even if it doesn't make sense at first. I suggest you try this technique, even with your doubts about its efficacy. Let me know how it works out. So to recap, visualize and name your gremlin. Dialogue with your gremlin. Ask the gremlin to leave you alone while you write. And have fun with this. You can always offer the gremlin a plate of cookies and tell it to stay occupied in the corner, happily watching you. Or, as the Borg would say, tell it, resistance is futile. That's it for today. This is Hillary Hutchinson, the change strategist and host of Hillary Can Help. If you are stuck with your writing or need help getting unstuck with regard to any other area in your life where you have challenges, I warmly invite you to call or write me for a complimentary strategy session by going to www.transitioningyourlife.com. You can jumpstart your own change process today by getting some help.